favorite game in the Final Fantasy franchise is Final Fantasy V, then this is the set for you because I'm going to be going through each and every single one of the Final Fantasy cards that you can find in the Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy set that's coming out today, actually, when I'm recording this. Of course, we're going to be going through each of the cards one by one, starting with Mono White. At the first card that we have in Final Fantasy V set is Gale-Cat. It is a 3-cost cat creature, 1/3, with Flying Vigilance. As long as you control 2 or more artifacts, this creature gets +2/+0. Then you have Restoration Magic, which is a 1-cost white. It's an instant. You can choose 1 additional cost. You can have Cure, which costs 0, which target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You have Cura. You have it costs 1 extra, and target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, and you also gain 3 life. And then you also have Curaga, which you can spend 4 to end permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, and you gain 6 life. And you can find these cards and these packs right over here. Alright, so that's all we have for the mono white. Let's go on to the sole mono blue card, which is Travel the Overworld. Sorry, it's a 7-cost blue card. It's a sorcery, an affinity for towns. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each town you control, and you can also draw 4 cards. Awesome. Alright, and then you can find this card in play boosters, collector boosters, pre-release packs, the bundle, gift bundle, so on and so forth. And finally, we're on to black. So with this right here, you have Evil Awakened, or Evil Reawakened. It is a 5-cost black sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Awesome. Then you have Tonberry. It's a 2/1 Salamander Horror, which kind of looks, honestly, looks really cool. This creature enters tapped with a stun counter on it. And it has Chef's Knife during your turn. This creature has First Strike and Death Touch. Really good card for just one black. Yeah, there's the downfall of, it's tapped, but in Commander, that'll probably be living at least the first turn. You can find these 2 cards in these packs, in these bundles. Next, we have this cool looking card called Battle of the Brig. It's also a Fatal Push is what it's called in just Magic the Gathering. It's an instant destroy target creature if it has mana value 2 or less, and it has Revolt, which is destroy that creature if it has a mana value 4 or less. Instead, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn. You can find this card in these sets. Perfect. Now we're on to red, which there seems to be 8 different cards. Alright, so we'll go through these one by one. Starting with Coral Sword. It is a 1-cost artifact equipment with flash. When this equipment enters, attach it to a target creature you control. That creature gains First Strike until end of turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+0, and it costs 1 to equip. Then you have Gilgamesh, Master at Arms. Gilgamesh, of course, is a legend from the Babylonian mythology. Whenever Gilgamesh enters or attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put any number of equipment cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When you put 1 or more equipment onto the battlefield this way, you may attach 1 of them to a samurai you control. You can find these cards over here. Next we have Sandworm, which we all love our sandworms. It's a 5-cost red creature worm with haste. When this creature enters, destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Obviously you'll be destroying those dual lands. You summon it. Then you have Self-Destruct, 2-cost instant. Target creature you control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, where X is its power. And you can find these cards in these sets. All right. Then we have other alternative artworks for Gilgamesh right here. You can find these in here, and then it's just in these 3 for this extended art. Then you have Gilgamesh Weapon Collector, 3/3 Human Barbarian, legendary a creature, human barbarian, like I said. When Gilgamesh enters, you may search your library for an equipment card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. When Gilgamesh attacks for the first time each turn, untap it. In all samurai you control after this, there is an additional combat phase. This is a really powerful effect, I feel, and it'll be a fun commander to play. Your opponents may hate you. I mean, it's a little price to pay if you want to win. Then you have Dawn's Warrior's Legacy. It's a 4-cost sorcery. Exile target card that's an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it, and you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Exile Dawn Warrior's Legacy, and it has Overload for 8. You can find these these 2 cards over in these sets. Now we're on to green. All right, looks like there's only 2 unique cards to this. Starting with Bart's and Boko. It's a legendary creature, human bird. Affinity for birds. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each bird you control. When Bart's the Boko enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Honestly, I feel like this card would be very good with Tempest Hawk that just came out in Tarkir Dragonstorm. Because you can have, in the Commander at least, because you can have any number of them in your deck. Then you have Gelf's Final Act. It's a 2-cost instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on up to 1 target creature. You can find these 2 cards here. Next we have the same exact card, but just the extended art. And you can find it in Collector Boosters Bundle and Gift Bundle. Now we're on to the multicolored card, and there's only 4 of them this time around. Alright, so we have Exdeath Void Warlock. It's a 3-cost card. Legendary creature, Spirit Warlock. When Exdeath enters, you gain 3 life. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 6 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform it. And when you transform it, it's Neo Exdeath Dimension's End. Looks super powerful. Probably the main bad guy of Final Fantasy V. So, but if I'm wrong, feel free to comment below and just let me know if I'm just wrong, because I've never played Final Fantasy V. But Trample Neo Ex's power is equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. And then you have Sid, Timeless Artificer. It's a legendary creature, human artificer. Artifact creatures and heroes you control get +1/+1 for each artificer you control and each artificer card in your graveyard. A deck can have any number of cards named Sid, Timeless Artificer, kind of like Tempest House effect, like I just talked about, and it has cycling. And you can get these 2 cards in these sets. Then going over here, we have Exdeath Void Warlocker, and that's extended art. And then we have Bart's Clouser. It's a 4-cost card, legendary creature, human warrior. Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. In attacking, it gains indestructible until end of turn. Put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. It's a 4/4. And you can find these 2 cards in these sets. Alright, so we're nearing the end here with just 2 artifacts. We have Genji's Glove. It's a 5-cost artifact, so on a more expensive end. Equipped creature has double strike. Whenever equipped creature attacks, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, untap it. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. That's very powerful. Magic Pot, 3-cost card. It's a Goblin construct. Interesting. Look at the little hand there. It looks a little mischievous. When this creature dies, create a treasure token. And you can spend 2 to exile target card from graveyard. You can find these 2 cards in these sets. Alright, now we're on to land. The final 2 cards of the set. You have the Swamp here. It looks super nice. Then you have Gone, Town of Ruin. And just this land enters tapped. You can add a black or a green. And then just the basic land for Swamp. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know which of these cards was your favorite, and what these kind of cards do, and if their flavor makes sense. I really look forward to hearing that, because it's just kind of nice to hear the lore. So I hope you guys like, commented, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a good one. Toodle-oo.